Day 11 of 30 Thoughts Till Dawn, a 30-day music writing challenge, is complete. And this is very, very different because this is an interlude track. So, our lone person who is found in the desert, who found his way to this village, is having an internal struggle. He's realizing that this place is so vast. How is he going to figure out where to go next? How is he going to figure out home? Where to even begin? This whole thing is so much bigger than he realizes. I relate. That's how I feel about this challenge. Taking on a new song every day is absolutely insanely taxing on me, and I love it. I love the creativity from it, but it's really a struggle some days to work this in because it takes hours to make one of these tracks. This isn't something you can sit down and crank out in 30 minutes. I have to allot, work day length hours to try to do this, and trying to maintain everything at one time can be overwhelming. But I'm trucking through. We're on day 11, and this is just, it's one of those tracks where it changes the whole pace for the better. This is completely piano led and very ambient. We've had some ambient moments in these tracks before, but this whole thing is ambient. And so as you listen, I really encourage you just to close your eyes and listen to the progression of this, because it's supposed to try to take you through different scenes. So like this guy leaving this the house, or a house or a building, leaving the building to go walk through the streets, stops, uses some change to grab a drink, excuse me, walks along through the hustle and the bustle through an alley where, all the noise kind of fades off, and then he kind of progresses from there out of the limits of the city, over a bridge, through the woods, kind of literally, if you listen to it, to the beach. He's heading to the beach to listen to the ocean waves, to just stare into the sunset and contemplate, what am I to do? Maybe I should just call this home. Maybe this is where I was meant to be all along, because all of everything else is just a faint memory. And so we're wandering, but we don't even know why. So there's a lot of footsteps, a lot of ambient tones in this. So I think you'll really like this track. It's one of my favorites. It makes me very emotional. I don't know why, but ambient tracks like this make me extremely emotional. Like when I was writing it, 100% transparency here. I literally started crying when I was writing this track because, like, I started tearing up just because it made me feel, and that's why I write music. So I hope you enjoy it. So day 11, it just kind of keeps on with that droning ocean. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that down because I'm not 100% sure yet. I may actually have this be another gapless track. So, like, the ocean sounds may carry on into the next track. So, we're going to see how that's going to go. That's kind of the way I'm feeling it out right now. So, I don't know how long or indefinite those are going to go on this track yet until I actually get done with that track. So, for now, we'll just kind of fade it out. Um, this track, like I said, makes me really emotional. There's only one instrument through the whole thing, just the piano. Otherwise, I use some sound effects. I had some sound effects from Apple Loops. I did a lot of panning. There's a ton of automation. I don't have the track open here, but I mean, just tons of literally going in and drawing in automation. Basically, automation is like, I want it to get louder here, softer here, more distant here, more echoey there, more dry here, looping over this versus that, kind of blend this here, pan it here, pan it there, like just a lot of that to try to give this a lot of depth. And I didn't do a whole lot of left and right pan other than just like the different nature sounds are kind of naturally panned stereo wide. So you'll have like birds chirping over here and maybe more of like a crunch over here or something. But I kept the steps. I actually centered the steps even more. I actually turned them mono because I wanted the stepping sound to be very centered, very central on you, where you could put yourself in the shoes of this character as you're walking along. And you can kind of feel it come in and pass, almost like in reality, how things, when we're listening to things, it comes forward and then fades off behind us. So that was kind of the intent with all of that. And like I said, this is an interlude track. Now we're going to get into some new sounds. We're going to get into some new thematics, and we will have to just see where that takes us. But we are 11 days in, and with that, let's go ahead and cut to that end screen. If you haven't done so far, please subscribe to my channel. Find me on my other social and check out the other videos in this series too. And let me know what you think so far in the comments section below. See you tomorrow on day 12.